Hey, what's up, ecosystem? Welcome back to ATI Auto Transport, the car shipping business channel. My name is Jay. You know, my goal every Tuesday night is to bring you another trade show level business presentation to you wherever you are, because your automotive business deserves the latest in transportation news. And if you're busy, and I know you are, in a minute I'm going to give the welcome show lineup. You're going to know what to expect. You're going to see a welcome show lineup with time codes that then correspond to the video description below, where you can click on them. Give me 4 to 8 hours to process that after the show to make those live. Please do comment, share, tell your friends. Thanks for watching ATI. So when transporters pick up cars, say from an auction, most of those vehicles are headed to reconditioning so they can be sold at retail value to car shoppers. But if the recon center doesn't know where the cars are or when they're getting there, people can get edgy. And that makes sense, right? So understanding how Rapid Recon vehicle reconditioning software and auto remarketing process management for car dealers helps improve communication, accountability, and transparency, help everybody in the value chain. So please, tonight, welcome Anthony Greenhalgh. He's the Director of Marketing and Sales. We've got Daniel Anton, a Performance Manager. David Simches, Used Car Director. Ed French, Independent Dealer. And Colin McElhatton, Founder of Mobile Dealer Data. And of course, Thompson, Cars on the Move. Mic check 1, 2, 3. Please join the live chat. Ask your questions, share your thoughts, grow your business. It's Tuesday nights live on ATI. I'm Jay, your host. Welcome back to the show. What is up, everybody? Welcome back. ATI, back in the studio. Tuesday nights live. Thank you so much for sticking with us through thick and thin. Live stream capability or not. Sometimes the power goes out. Check, check, check. How's the audio, too? Mic check 1, 2, 3. Dusting off the cobwebs here in the studio. But this is, man, that's exciting. So please do help me. First of all, I want you to feel welcome. You feel welcome. Everybody feel welcome. Carriers, brokers, dispatchers, dealers, auction reps, OEMs, insurance, tech. Please feel welcome. Say hello in the live chat. We're going to go into the live chat. You know the drill. We're going to do that in a few minutes. So please do say hello. Then we've got some industry news in a quarter hour, set the stage for what's going to happen, because tonight we've got Rapid Recon with us. And so we've got a whole team. We've got Anthony Greenhalgh, Director of Marketing and Sales. Then we're going to add Daniel Anton. He's a Performance Manager. We're going to hear from David Simches. He's a Used Car Director. We're going to add Ed French. He's an Independent Dealer. And if that's not enough, Colin McElhatton, even though I think he's traveling, I think he's going to join us. Ty is with us tonight. Like I said, we're back in the studio, so it looks like you can see me and hear me okay. Great. Perfect. I got the bell, so I think we're ready to go. So here's what we're going to do. Do me a favor before we get started tonight. do me a favor. Please do leave a like. Even if you don't click share, even if you don't click copy, it is so easy just to reach over and hit that like button. Thank you so much for doing that. I really do appreciate it. And if you're lost in car shipping, man, are you shipping a car? Are you getting into auto transport? Do you need to build your carrier base? What are you looking for? You can call Ty, 417-483-2764. He'll even be in the live chat. That's right. He's here to help. We're all here to help. This is a community. It's ATI. Thank you so much. Do me a favor. Right after this, we're going to go into the live chat, so stick around. Location services, collateral recovery with pinpoint precision and advanced proprietary technologies. Your single source for nationwide collateral recovery. LS Recovery, certified and compliant. LS Skip, experienced recovery. LSPR, advanced plate recognition. LS Impounds, precision capture. LS Remarketing, nationwide auction partners. LS Keys, professional locksmith. LS Transport to any destination. LS Titles, verified documentation. LS Auto Notice, secure fulfillment. One contact, one contract, we do it all. Location services. Recovery, Skip, LPR, Remarketing, Keys, Transport, and Titles. Location Services provides nationwide collateral recovery with pinpoint precision, one contact, one contract. Visit locationservices.com. Links in the live chat. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us on a Tuesday night. We sure do appreciate it. Let's go into the live chat and say hello. Let's see here. Oh, by the way, what else do we have? Let me just check. Let me see if I've got any notifications. Sometimes I get a notification. So I think we're good. Okay. Yeah, everything is cool. Yeah, and actually, I'll just stop for a second and say, so I'm back in the studio, and wow, we got some stuff in industry news, and maybe I'll save it for them. But what we do a lot of is we take a look at we check the temperature of the industry, right? And who do we check with first? Carriers. And man, is the temperature, it's getting hot out there. It's getting hot. Things are heating up. That's in industry news. So as we go into the live chat, please say hello in the live chat and tell us, what's going on with you. What heat are you feeling? I know we know fuel, right? Of course, insurance, of course. But is there more than that? Because it just seems to be tightening up out there. And also, oh wow, look at this. Look at that, Ruben the car hauler. That is so cool. Thank you, Ruben, for saying hello and tuning in. I just saw Ruben's video tonight. Ruben, you're in industry news, so let's get this thing started. That's so cool. Ty is in here. This is where I get my car shipping business news. What's up, Ty? Ruben will explain. Yes, and Ty, I'll tell you what, Ty, you know me. I'm gonna do it. I'm going to put your phone number in here again, 417-483-2764. Aw, dang it. I hit the enter button. Well, too late now. The cow left the horse barn, Ty. John at LAI Auto Transport. Good evening, everyone. What's up, John? How are you doing? What heat are you feeling? Yeah, we can't. Yeah, we should. I knew. We need to connect. I see Ollie Dispatch in there. Yeah. That's, and I appreciate that. Carlos Braxton, ACB Logistics in the house, but also Kimberly is here. Kimberly putting the links in the live chat. No baseball tonight. Chris Chamberlain is here. That's cool. Ollie Dispatch. Jay, can we talk on the phone anytime? I'll tell you what. Do this. Do me a favor. So the FMCSA, and this is in industry news as well, is finally asking for comments about, they're going to do it. They're looking to turn the dispatch confusion into dispatch law. I'll leave out my adjectives. Because maybe they'll do the right thing. Maybe they'll get it right. I'm really worried they won't. And I don't know how many people care. And you know, one of the problems we have in this industry is everybody has you know, it's like the Titanic has been bashed to pieces. Everyone's holding onto the little iceberg, and that's all they care about. Well, as long as my iceberg doesn't go down, I'm good. Well, now that's a horrible way to characterize the sinking of the Titanic. But at some point, it's every man for himself, and that's where we're still there. It's clear we're still at every man for himself to some degree. There are some people and companies trying to help, but there are other folks where it's every man for himself. And the picture I'm painting is when it comes to people understanding what dispatchers do, gosh, it is every man for himself. So the FMCSA is going to ring in on, well, that's in industry news. So that Ollie dispatch, that's what you made me think of. I apologize for the tangent. I think I'm excited just to, you know what excites me, really, is that I spend all day getting ready for the show. So then when I finally hit the go live button, there's no more prep to be done. And I think it's the most wonderful thing in the world. Even if the show stinks. That's not true. So we'll get to industry news here in a few minutes. We'll keep the live chat open for a few minutes. And, Jim Lehman is here. Evening, Jay. 97 degrees here in Chicago. Yeah, I believe in Kansas City it's about the same. And it'll say it feels like 105, which it does. Actually, today was maybe 10 degrees cooler than yesterday. Thank goodness, because these lights get hot, too. And how's that heat treating you? How does the heat affect your business? Right? It's already hard. Now you add a bunch of heat to it? All right, Jay. Let's jump into industry news. We don't have any time to waste. I got plenty of stuff to do. So keep on saying hello in the live chat. But Ruben the car hauler, please do stick around. Here's what I want to say to Ollie and Ruben. Make sure you join us on, tomorrow we got live carrier advice, which is a great show, especially if you need advice. But please tune in Thursday. If you're talking about rates or the law on dispatching, I'm telling you, join us Thursday. Please do. We have so much more to talk about. All right, I'm going to do this. We're going to then jump into industry news, so stick around because we'll be right back.
Transport Auto Quoter is by far the leading auto quoting software on the market and the only auto quoter with a pro version that comes preset with accurate pricing for anywhere in the U.S. So you don't have to worry about it. The best part is that no change with your current software is needed. Just plug TAQ in and start booking jobs. Carriers can easily plug TAQ into their current websites and start making money right away. I bet you're wondering how we do this instantly and accurately 24/7. Well, constant analytics is the key. Our Price Watch team is constantly monitoring current market conditions, paying close attention to seasonal and quick-moving industry changes. At the end of the day, it takes a lot of time and data to maintain good pricing, time that most of us just don't have on a daily basis. So free yourself up. Using TAQ Pro is really a no-brainer. Save time and money, maximizing your leads and optimizing your online investments. You'll finally be able to sleep well at night knowing that TAQ is on the job selling for you 24/7. Never missing a potential job.
Yes, you need an auto transport shipping quote engine that you can trust in a broker software. Provide instant accurate quotes online with Transport Auto Quoter by Superflow Systems and Move with Pro ABD CRM. Visit superflowsystems.com. Links in the live chat, contact information. All right, let's jump into it. Let's get into industry news. Here we go. We're okay? Audio's okay? Check 2. All right. So this is Rapid Recon, Efficiency, and You. We have Rapid Recon with us here tonight. Excited to have them. We're going to learn a lot. This, again, is one of those shows where the auto transport vertical in the automotive business ecosystem is just one part. And all the verticals touch at a certain point, and we're going to get into that tonight. So please do stick around and ask your questions in the live chat. When we think of Rapid Recon, right, we can think of vehicle reconditioning, and you may see, you know, where's my car? I saw this and I captured it. Rapid Recon stays visible in various media because they have so many reasons. Communication, accountability, transparency. They're talking about where's the car? How long is it taking? How much am I paying on recon? Are the recalls done? Where are the appraisal notes? Show me the tire tread. Print a recon worksheet. Where are my biggest recon opportunities? And what are other dealers doing? We caught up with Anthony Greenhalgh at NADA. Now that was back in March, and Anthony's back with us tonight. You can go to the Rapid Recon site. Go to rapidrecon.com, and I want to point out a couple things, because what you want to do, you can schedule a demo. You can also go to How It Works and get some white papers. Let's take a look at more of that. The white papers, right, rapidrecon.com/white paper. Look for trending white papers. Lots of people are downloading these white papers to learn more about Rapid Recon and how it can really help their business, what it's all about. That's what this show is about tonight. But if you're on the move, get a white paper, and then there's a whole page with their experts and their team. So we're excited to have Rapid Recon here with us tonight. We look at the auto transport industry ecosystem. New, used, OEMs, auctions, dealers, shippers, services, brokers, carriers, equipment, regulations, and loads. It's a huge ecosystem, not just carriers and guys picking up and delivering cars. So tonight's show is, yes, we're going to focus on those services where Rapid Recon is at on behalf of dealers, touch point for carriers, and then the loads themselves, of course, the cars. We talk about front of the store, back of the store. The reason is back of the store, that's where the transport parking lot is. But what about the front of the store? How did those cars get there? Last week we did, that was a really interesting show. We did a car hauling YouTube review show, and I'm glad we did, because car hauling videos are in, how do I put this, Ty? Everybody's talking about, well, I'll tell you what they're talking about, car hauling videos. Let's do this. First of all, one of the problems we've had, maybe forever, is that just because you watched a video or two doesn't mean you're going to Hollywood. There's a heck of a lot more to do than just watch a few videos. And the video that we chose to review, I liked the video. That's why I chose it. But it still didn't have enough to paint a full picture. So we talked about it. We had an amazing show. I saw Ruben's video today. Ruben, here's Ruben in his truck, talking about garbage rates. Frustrating Monday. Now that sums it up. But why? So where did garbage rates come from? And Ruben, I heard you touch upon this. You started thinking about brokers and who their customer is and what are they charging. Excellent. And that's just the beginning in the pursuit of the entire game of life, Candyland, chutes and ladders, what's going on. That's what ATI is here for, to help explain the game. For example, one of the things that's happened, and here's Toe Piglet. Everyone's talking about, you can't see Toe Piglet. Yeah. I'm shutting down my Hot Shots trucking business. He made this video 2 days ago. Well, it's really interesting because up until 2 days ago, it was $1 million gross in 90 days. Yeah, take that in. Everybody, take that in. $1 million gross in 90 days. So how are you now shutting down? That's what everybody wants to know. Carriers are talking about it. Because a year ago it was start here. And look how many views that got. Okay? So we need to ask these questions, right? And you know, Not a bad idea to start. We got to start checking each other's. Here's a carrier chiming in on Facebook. When you he's talking about Toe Piglet. When you continuously push false information on others, I don't feel bad for you. He gave bad advice left and right. He also posted these huge income numbers, but never would talk about his expenses. Someone like him shouldn't be in business and shouldn't be an influencer. Good riddance. Which, okay, it's harsh, but... So the guy who helped cause the hotshot market... This one really... The guy who helped cause the hotshot market to become oversaturated with trucks is now going bankrupt. In part thanks to himself. I'd say it's funny, but it's not. Now that... That needs to be a video. A whole video. Too much focus on gross, not enough on profit. Some business courses should be part of getting in the industry. Man. Right? And if you're just tuning in, you're like, okay, Jay, what are you doing? Yeah, man. Every week we say this. We're begging people to pay more attention to the entire picture. Not just the $1 million in 90 days. You tell that to somebody and they will drop everything. You see these things, I'm jumping in feet first. I don't know why anybody would jump into anything feet first anymore. Get a mask. I don't know. I had this on, I think this was on the show last. My ETA is my ETA. I will not repeat. I will not be on the phone. I'm talking to you, Mr. and Mrs. Broker. Well, listen. You know what? Your ETA is other people's ETA as well. And so that ties into tonight's show. So thank you for that. For example, Ruben, I know you mentioned Ready Logistics. Well, what happens if the broker says, hey, we really appreciate you faxing us and all that, but we're not going to be able to move forward with providing your company our carrier registration at this time. Now what do you do? Now, Ruben, I know on your video you just were updating a certificate with. But what if you're in an area where they say, yeah, we don't need you. But dear Ready, I've already jumped in feet first. Well, where'd you get that idea? And then we see, Ty's been talking about this a lot. Tech companies getting $19 million. Something to pay attention to. Yeah, what is that money for doing? How about this one? You think it's hot with carriers. Here's a broker going after another broker. You see this too. There's no dispatcher in this, and there's no carrier. This is broker on broker. Bro. This guy says, ignore the other guy. He posted that on Central. That is funny, dude. Good times. So here it is, and I'm gonna share, because this is really important stuff. Like, I may mention this every day this week. And there's a link I just put in the live chat. If you click it, it'll take you here, okay? To the federalregister.gov site, where you're going to go to this page, definition of brokers and bona fide agents. And you can, check this out, they want you to submit a formal comment. Now, earlier today there was only 13 comments. I want you to be number 14. Please, go comment. And, hopefully it's an educated comment, right? FMCSA is requesting responses to a number of questions in order to inform future guidance on the definitions of broker and bona fide agents. Which is pretty funny, because nowhere in there do they even say dispatcher, even though this is about... All the comments are about Oh my gosh. Do they not know what a dispatcher is? That's crazy. Here's one of the comments. This might be one of the few comments that I thought was just succinct. A dispatcher represents more than one carrier and should not be considered a broker. All right, let me read that correctly so I'm not misquoted later. a dispatcher representing more than one carrier should not be considered to be a broker. Because what they're doing, this is where I see it already. Nice try, everybody. A bona fide agent is a dispatcher with one client. One client. That's like saying a bona fide lawnmower mows 1 yard. But I can mow 10. Nope. You got to be bona fide. Bona fide lawnmower mows 1 yard. Why? Well, what happens if you have preferential treatment over another yard? But, okay. Well, let's get into why. Okay, so we're not contacting shippers to move freight. That's what brokers do. Dispatchers are not contacting shippers. We're contacting brokers on behalf of carriers to make them aware of capacity space on trucks. A dispatcher should be categorized as a back office assistant because that is truly what a dispatcher does. For brokers and carriers, dispatchers don't take the customer's money. If they do, they're a broker. Oh, and by the way, excuse me, carriers illegally broker all the time, but yeah, no, Jay, now you've gone too far. Because a carrier only needs to worry about the city of idiots and the total waste of time, especially those illegal dispatchers. Hey, Ty, I got a question. I saw this on Carvana or Classifieds USA. So, if they're selling a Peterbilt for parts, does the car they smashed come with it? That's the trailer. Now, I don't think they wrapped it around the semi just to get it all in one picture. But the cars are still on there. So, do the shippers know that they're messed up, jacked up? All right. Well, I'm just going to keep moving. I don't know. Seems like a heck of a deal. We did Dieselgeddon. That was 2 weeks ago. And good call, Ty, because Dieselgeddon is definitely, well, it's here. There's a surge in stolen cars. A surge in stolen trucks. And the house in the flood has nothing to do with it. It's just apropos. EV startup Electric Last Mile Solutions plans to declare bankruptcy a year after going public. Well, somebody had to. I mean, I don't know how you have that many SPACs without somebody going belly up. Ford will recall nearly 50,000 Mustang Mach-E's over potential power loss. I saw this today. It blows. Still working on the batteries stuffs. But did you see this? China installed 87,000 EV charging stations in a month, and in total there's almost 1.5 million in the country. Now, I know we could file that under nobody cares, but just for perspective, the U.S. has a total of nearly 43,000 public EV charging stations and around 120,000 charging ports. 43,000 stations, 120,000 ports. That's quite a few. But unevenly distributed in the U.S. Look at that. Most of them in L.A. Well, California, sorry. And then many in Texas, Florida, and New York. Boy, overlay that with the U.S. election map. Okay, stop. Don't do it. Hey, Tesla's now the most purchased new car in Switzerland. You heard this? No. Send in your comments. Send them to autotransportintel@gmail.com. You see how this works. You don't have to do anything. I'm just going to keep going. Just leave the stream on. Because it's how you get your car shipping business news. I promise. You're going to get all kinds of information. You're going to learn all kinds of great stuff. You can put it up on the big screen. And we actually do have, because we love to do this, that's right, every Tuesday night, step right up because we got 5 brand new questions. That's right, 5 brand new questions on Are You a Car Shipping Guru with Ask Larry. This is a game powered by ATI and Superflow Systems featuring Larry, the transport auto quoter llama. Question 1, here we go. Proper reconditioning restores vehicle value, performance, and is it safety, mileage, rating, or color? Proper reconditioning restores value, performance, and... Well, proper reconditioning should not fix the mileage. Might do a little for the color. But I think I know the answer. Good one, Larry. Remember, you can guess here right now, live in chat person, or if you click on dispatchcenter.com/Ask Larry, you can submit your answers to win. We encourage it. Chris Chamberlain, this is just me, but most of the YouTubers are just trying to catch extra income through YouTube channels. If you have any sense. Well, see, here's what's really funny, Chris. So, how many... This should be a Larry question. How many truckers would rather just do YouTube full-time? That's the real question. I know nobody wants to talk like that. That's why we do it here on ATI. But it's at least one. I can name at least one. I was already a YouTuber. This is the problem. Well, Jay, you don't drive, you don't load. That's funny because you should be driving and loading and you're making videos. But hey, who am I to point it out? All right, Jay. Simmer down. What is the most appropriate carrier pay amount to ship a 2005 Nissan Altima from Gurnee, Wisconsin to El Paso, Texas? Is it $700, $935, $1,205, or $1,530? So we're going to test your knowledge here. Larry, the transport auto quoter llama, Alexa, open Quotify, is testing your knowledge. Excuse me. What is the... I know. Where's the button at when you need it? What's the most appropriate carrier pay? 2005 Nissan Altima. Wisconsin to Texas. Well, it's going south. Should pay more. Fuel's high. Everything's going crazy. Inflation goes up, what, 10% a month now? No, that can't be totally right. I'm going to say Nissan Altima. El Paso? El Paso? Well, I'm going to say $1,205. I wish it was $1,530. That's actually possible. What is the answer? Daryl from Hall Auto Transport LLC. What's the answer on this one, man? Yeah, Carlos is at $1,530. I'm just going to go with whatever the popular answer is. What's the popular answer? I'm going to hit the timer button. When the timer ends, I expect a popular answer. What would the get-rich-quick YouTuber say? $1 million in 90 days? Okay. I'm still at 1205, Carlos. Nobody... Oh, wow. All right. Well, I'm changing my answer then. I'm like looking over it, you know. Okay. Oh, Carlos. Good one, man. Okay. And Daryl, thank you. All right, cool. I'm at 1530. I hope that's right. It should be right. Especially, where's Gurnee, man? Is that Canada? All right. Question 3. How long does Rapid Recon retain detailed records of each car? Oh, wow. 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, or is it 10 years? Oh, my gosh. I see Jim jumped on in the other one. I'll tell you what, Jim, hop on this one, man. I need your help. I have no idea. But I'll tell you, I'm going to say pass 1. I'm going to say past 2. It's probably 5 or 10. Oh, it's near Illinois. Isn't that interesting, though, Jim? So, yeah, because you put it, the carrier, you can tell who the carriers are. Because they usually get really close. Oh, it's 10 years. Look at this. Jim is going to know the answer to this one. All right, cool. I'm just going to put that. I'm going to take the, you know how you get the free spot on the bingo card? I'm going to take the free spot. I have never gotten all 5 answers correct. Question 4. What is the most appropriate carrier pay amount to ship a 2017 Ford Mustang from Decatur, Georgia to Tucson, Arizona? Is it $500, $850, $1,155, $1,495? Now again, most appropriate carrier pay. See, here's the deal. Here's the way this works. This isn't going to make the shipper, it's not free for the shipper, and it's not going to pay $1 million in 90 days. It's somewhere in between what's the number at which the vehicle moves. 2017 Ford Mustang, Decatur, Georgia to Tucson. I'm thinking $1,155, but I wish it was more. I think I say that every time. It should be more than $1,530. Yeah, well, this is the number that it's going to get moved for. But is this one $1,495, Daryl? Or is this one $1,155? Because, I have noticed. Yeah, thanks, Gerard. I've noticed, and you'll see this on Thursday. That's why I want you to join me on Dispatching Live. Because we search the load boards, too. We talk about important issues. We search the load boards. There we got another one. And the stuff going to Arizona and Vegas just doesn't pay enough all the time. Sometimes Vegas pays, better per mile, but then getting out of Vegas isn't easy. There's always a downside. That should be the bumper sticker. All right. Here we go. We got to keep moving. We got Rapid Recon coming on the show, and I got news to do. All right, here we go. Question 5. Dealers practicing Rapid Recon's T to L efficiency standards drop their time to get cars frontline ready by, is it 10, 20, 40, or 80%? So time to line. This is a big deal. You got to get that car in the front row ready to sell because the clock is running. The ice is melting. You're incurring interest. You're paying floor plan fees. You got to get this thing off the lot and get it sold. Not to mention, you got supply shortages, people going crazy. So is it 10, 20, 40, or 80? It's not 80. That would be, Wait, drop their time to get... Oh, so I'm going to go with Pareto's Law, P-A-R-E-T-O. Google it. Pareto's Law is the 80-20 law. Instead of 80, I'm going to go 20. They drop 20% of their time needed to get it ready. Could be 40. I don't know. We're going to find that out tonight. Thanks, Larry. So, yeah, man, always really do appreciate you all sticking around to play Are You a Car Shipping Guru with Larry. Do me a favor, get your favorite ELD punch ready, because we're going to be right back after this for Industry News Part 2. Stick around.
Are you completely stressed out from all the calls and the contracts and the verification of loads when nobody answers the phone? Call Murphy Auto Dispatch Services today. Murphy Auto Dispatch Services has over 15 years of experience in the transport industry. We are your office while you are on the road. We book, we verify, and we bill out your loads for you. We have an excellent accounting staff and an even better dispatch team. Give us a call today at 417-273-0021. Or if you want to email me, it's murphyautotransport31@yahoo.com. Give us a call today.
Alright, so you need help staying loaded or moving a car. That's the voice of Sue. She runs a dispatch office. She's a fully licensed broker. She's my co-host on Thursdays. Visit murphyautotransportservices.com. Links in the live chat. Good guess, Carlos, because if it's 40, I'm washed up again for the week. Typical. Industry news. Part 2. We told you that Carvana acquires ADESA U.S. auction business for $2.2 billion. That was news. That was months ago. Seems like could have been, pre-COVID news. That's how long ago it was. Well, the reason that matters, and the reason why on the Auto Transport 22 we went through many of the other companies that are jumping into wholesale, is because now, taking a look at all these changes, wholesale auction companies seeking to reinvent amid all these changes, wholesale used vehicle auction landscape is transforming as the business grapples with a major digital shift, new competitors, defecting dealer customers, shrinking vehicle inventories, and big moves by leading players. This is an automotive news. The developments have major players in the remarketing realm looking at how to reinvent their operations for the long term. And some are making big moves in the hopes of cementing their reach in the evolving markets. Manheim has long been the largest of the U.S. auction providers, followed by ADESA at number 2. Well, ADESA has just been sold. What does ADESA's future look like? It's a question after Carvana Company bought the ADESA U.S. physical auction business from Car Global in May for $2.2 billion. That's when the transaction went through. Largely for its geographic footprint and logistics and reconditioning capabilities. It is a huge part of automotive business. And with its divestiture, Car is putting its full faith behind developing its slate of online dealer-to-dealer auction services, and zeroing in on that will be key to its future. Car said goodbye, ADESA. Car surprised investors. How interesting is that? Analysts and customers with the sale of ADESA's 56 auction sites. But the proceeds allow the company to pay down debt, focus on capturing more of the fragmented digital wholesale market, which is, hot. Still about 80% of Manheim's inventory is sold to digital buyers, which was just above 50 prior to the COVID shutdowns. Manheim is currently spending time and money to prepare its operations for an influx of EV volume, which is expected to dramatically increase. Manheim also could see more dealers and automakers gravitating to its sites and services in light of the ADESA sale. Because customers that are leaving, which is now owned by Carvana, leaving ADESA, the online used vehicle upstart viewed many as a competitor could go to Manheim. Where are they going to go? You going to go to Manheim? I don't know. You going to Manheim? I don't know. Where are you going to go? Now, this is interesting. Ty. Volume fall off at auctions. Clearly, somebody at Car had a copy of this. It's my guess. This chart shows the volume of vehicles going through traditional auction lanes going back to 2012. 2012 up and down. It's going to keep coming down, is it? Interesting. A big reason for the wholesale shakeup is that dealers' habits are evolving as they scrounge for inventory. Checking people's driveways. Hey, you selling that? What are you doing with that boat? Anything? While some dealers still prefer in-person auctions, they're more comfortable with online options because, frankly, they had to get comfortable with it or they're not going to be able to source inventory in certain parts of the country. Okay, but is COVID over? Does anybody? No? No? Okay. New and growing competitors also are remaking the wholesale industry. Dealers are experimenting with sourcing vehicles through different channels. New tools to help them buy directly from consumers. Huge. Other wholesale disruptors, including ACV, online wholesale marketplace for dealers, went public, and Accelerate Group, which merged with America's Auto Auction to create a network of 39 auction sites. They're the third largest auction group for now. We'll see what the Carvana decision does. Could be number 2. Speaking of, want to learn more about Carvana? Go to the IARA Summer Roundtable in August. Ernie Garcia, founder and CEO of Carvana, he's speaking. He's the keynote on Wednesday the 17th. That should be interesting. And like John Clay Wolf, GiveMeTheVin.com, he shared this on, this is at Manheim, Dallas. They gamified and updated the digital auction where digital meets physical. Really interesting stuff. Should pay attention to that stuff. Because, hey, Ford CEO wants to abolish the dealership experience as we know it, allegedly. Have you heard about the agency model stuff? I was talking about this last week. We're going to keep talking about this. Wait, the OEMs want to just sell vehicles to online car shoppers and then they can have it shipped to their preferred dealer or other location? What's that about? 3 main triggers of 4th straight quarterly decline in dealer sentiment. Factors holding back your business. Inventory, economy, the market, expenses, politics, consumer confidence, COVID, thank God that's down, credit availability, interest rates. Yikes, you see all those red arrows, man. Dealers' sentiment. With COVID concerns mostly in the past, Cox Automotive chief economist Jonathan Smoke, he's going to be on the show again soon. Jonathan Smoke said dealers are navigating challenges created by inflation, high costs, and tight inventory. U.S. auto dealers are certainly feeling the pressure of inflation and tight inventory. I'm going to have to make notes of this stuff. I'm going to ask Jonathan, see if we can get him to give us an update. That is on... Jonathan's going to be on ATI again. When is that? Checking my... Oh, that's July 19th. Awesome. U.S. auto dealers are certainly feeling the pressure of inflation. While dealers are impacted by higher costs of doing business, the profit story is also different for independent dealers. Right. Take a look at the next slide. Average new vehicle price rose again by 1%, but still, new vehicles holding steady. I think used are dropping slightly. And at GM, they're selling every truck we can build. How interesting is that? Huh. No kidding. Ford scaling back vehicle production this summer. Uh-oh. Shortages have disrupted operations across the industry. Ford is preparing to trim production at 4 big assembly plants. Kansas City, Louisville, Chicago, and a Chicago stamping plant. The memo offers employees an opportunity to volunteer for you can volunteer for temporary layoffs. Oh, I'll take the summer off, sir. I doubt it. The cuts outlined in the memo from Chicago stamping could put pressure on inventories of the F-150 and Transit vans built in Kansas City. Take note, if you're hauling new stuff in Kansas City especially, Ford Explorers, Police Interceptors built at Chicago plant next to the Chicago stamping plant, and the Ford Expedition, Lincoln Navigator, F-Series Super Duty built at the Kentucky truck plant, and Ford Escape and Lincoln Corsair built at Ford's Louisville assembly plant. Looks like you're going to be hauling some used, man. Or, you don't have to pay attention. You can do the Bachelorette Truck Stop Thursdays at noon on Dispatching Live. Or, stick with us. The Auto Transport 22 was unveiled a couple weeks ago. 22 top companies driving change in car shipping today. There's one for you, Ruben. You check out the Auto Transport 22 and let me know what you think of that. Won't find that anywhere else. Nobody, no. Jay. I put my horn away so I couldn't toot it anymore. It still seems to happen. But you know half the companies on this list. I just added some more, like Ford. You're definitely going to want to be paying attention to Ford's agency model, I promise you. Learn more about Glovis. That company's fascinating. Between ClearPath TMS and Montway, there's some enterprise-level technology being built. CDK Global is being purchased, so I don't know what's going to happen next with them. Everybody knows of Cox Automotive, but CDK Global seems like a smaller version. I put Driveway up there, but Lithium Motors was the correct answer. Lithium Motors owns Driveway. I recently heard a Driveway commercial. They're competing with Carvana, Vroom, etc. I'm just trying to help, man. Let us know how we can help. You can find Ty. Is Ty still in the live chat? Somebody wake up Ty. Call him. Thanks, Larry. Thanks, Ruben. Awesome. Oh, Stefan family, what's going on? Hey, by the way, there was a family. Oh, man. You know, I hate it when I forget to say hello to somebody in the live chat. There was a brand new live chat hello, and I messed it up. I didn't say hello to him. I'm so sorry. So if I miss your live chat, I apologize in advance and after the fact. I apologize twice. If you can't make the show, get the podcast. Just ATI Auto Transport. Punch it in. All major podcasting platforms, even some of the minor ones. Get the podcast. It's a good time. And you can skip ahead. Always remember, you can always skip ahead. Skip. No problem. I don't mind at all. 4 times a week, sometimes. But we are going to be 4 times a week, all week this week. We got live carrier advice tomorrow, Wednesday at noon. You got a carrier question. We do dispatching live Thursdays at noon. You got a load board question, a rate question, a broker question, a dispatcher question. And then on Fridays, we do cars on the move. We did independent car dealers last Friday. Wow. That was awesome. Once again, proving that, man, we make the rounds in the giant industry ecosystem. We're also proud to say, so Used Car News helped us put together Friday's show. And some of the folks that were on the show are members of actually they all were members of NIADA. Well, in conjunction with Used Car News, NIADA, and ATI, we're going to be at NIADA, yeah, Convention and Expo, June 20th. That's coming right up. Dude, Ty, you're flying. Pack your bag. You're flying next weekend, dude. We'll be live in the booth, and we'll be talking to independent dealers. It's going to be a great show. There's lots to talk about and more, because this is the car shipping. It's the car shipping business channel. As far as I know, it's kind of the only one doing what we do. ATI, Auto Transport, the car shipping business channel. My name is Jay. Welcome back to the show. You already said that, Jay. Oh, that's right, but I didn't do this. So here I'm going to do this. We're going to be back live with Ty. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Everybody wants to be part of a bigger story. Auto transport is a vital part of that story. Vehicle reconditioning starts when your transport arrives at the dealership. The story starts with you. For our auto retail customers, as yours, full satisfaction.
Rapid Recon, transparent communication through vehicle reconditioning software and auto marketing process management for car dealers. Tell your story. People, process, software. Visit rapidrecon.com. Ask your questions in the live chat, because we're about to move into the Rapid Recon portion of the show. We got Ty joining us. He's getting his camera set, the microphone, the dolly track. There's a prop guy, and makeup and wardrobe are scrambling around trying to make sure everything is perfect. Go ahead and jump in the live chat. Ask us if you have a question. Because we got a lot to talk about. We have several folks joining us in the panel. And if you've got a question, or maybe you want to contact somebody, maybe you need a phone number. Larry says, anybody know picking new drivers? Just finally pass all my permits. Oh, but Super Dispatch wants W9, so I'm trying to figure it out. Larry, you should join us tomorrow on live carrier advice. I'm telling you, that is the show that you need. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to grab the link for live carrier advice. Now, my co-host on that is your DOT guy, Brian Riker, live carrier advice. And this link is specifically for tomorrow's show. So click on that, set your reminder. Okay. Now, so Ty, okay, good. So Ty is here. We got, links to Rapid Recon. Oh, okay, he's pumped. He's ready to go. All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Drum roll, please. It's Tuesday Nights Live. We're excited for this show. And to help me welcome our guest tonight, the one and only Ty Thompson. Ty, can you see me and hear me okay?
Yeah, Ty Thompson, Cars on the Move. I'm here, and I'm really excited too because Rapid Recon, I've got a real cool background story that I haven't ever really told you about Rapid Recon. But there's a guy, Keith Bryce, I think that's his last name. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry. But I've been on LinkedIn forever, for like maybe 10 years on LinkedIn. So I have a lot of connections, a lot of followers. I mean, a lot. And I don't know where they all came from, but I got a lot. So there's a guy on there, Keith Bryce, Rapid Recon, and I'm sure there's some kind of algorithm, but I always see his posts. He always posts Rapid Recon stuff. That's where he works. That's his job. Never met him, never talked to him, never messaged him, nothing, never. And this has been going on for more than 3 years. And I see his profile picture. It seems like a nice guy. So that's been going on for a while. I end up at, I believe it was NADA, Jay. And I believe at NADA, am I right or wrong on NADA, right?
You met Anthony at NADA. I know. And it was interesting to find that clip. I had to go back. We've already done several live shows since NADA. So it was NADA.
Okay, so I'm in NADA and in Vegas, and that's a big, big conference. My opinion, too big. But anyway, big conference. I'm at there. I go to the other end of the whole entire conference. I walk. And I'm walking, and I see Rapid Recon. And immediately I think, man, this guy, Keith, I got to meet this. Does anybody know Keith? Keith. Finally find Keith. Keith introduces me to several other people. We end up doing a live interview with Rapid Recon at the NADA, and it was amazing and the reason it was so amazing is because, I like a lot of posts. It's one of the things I do, and sometimes I'm not. And I'm just being.
You connect crazy. I know. That's crazy.
Well, sometimes I get a little excited, right? But point being, I have, and this is kind of sad to say, and I'm sorry, but I'm going to just be honest. I really don't know exactly what Rapid Recon did until I ran into him at NADA.
But that's why meeting people and asking questions. And what we'll do is we're going to bring Anthony in here in a second, but that's why it's just walk up and say, you can walk up and say, I don't know what I'm talking about. How are you?
Yeah,
right?
So Rapid Recon, in my mind, I know Recon. That's all I know. Not that I've been a Recon guy, but I've dealt with the Recon guys from the transportation perspective because, Ty, I have 40 cars. I need them all picked up. I need them taken to the auction. We're going to sell them. We're getting rid of them. Okay. So I get there and the 40 cars aren't ready. Why? Because the Recon guys backed up, right? Recon. So I'm thinking Recon.
That's right. Because he gets 40 in one day and sits around for 6. Right? Can somebody would it be okay if somebody would let me know that they're all going to get? That's why communication. That's why that post where the guy said my ETA is my ETA. Not really.
No,
the Recon guy would love to know your ETA.
Well, and so the Recon guy. So there's a whole dynamic that I won't get into. But my point in my excitement. Okay, let me rephrase it. My excitement is that. This is amazing. What you guys are getting ready to experience here will literally blow your mind. It blew mine. I had no idea.
Anthony's like, oh my gosh, what did I walk into? I'll tell you what, here's what we'll do. All right,
Well,
Anthony.
we get excited about
Yeah,
anything with a dealer. Okay,
Anthony,
we really do.
Anthony, get ready. All right, here I'm going to hit the drum roll, and I'm just saying it now. Get ready. Hit the mute button on your stream because here comes. Where is that? I forgot. I was texting, making sure that we're all. I was texting and zooming. Can you believe this? Okay.
Hey, careful.
Live on ATI, we have Anthony Greenhalgh joining us via Zoom. And Anthony is the Director of Marketing and Sales at Rapid Recon. So he's going to help give us more of a macro perspective of what we're talking about, what we're looking at. Let's see if, Anthony, can you see us and hear us okay?
Yep, I can see you and I can hear you.
Perfect.
Wow, you sound good, like pro.
Yeah, right. Take it away, Anthony. What's going on?
They pay me for that, you know.
Man.
I definitely have a face for radio, so they pay me for the voice.
I like
Great.
it. Sounds good.
Yeah, great. So, Anthony, all right, so from the macro view, please do say hello, tell us a little bit more about you and Rapid Recon and what we're talking about tonight.
Well, hello, everyone. My name is Anthony Greenhalgh, and I am the Director of Sales and Marketing Operations for Rapid Recon. I spent 24 years in the automotive industry before coming to work for this company, and I can't tell you how many times in reconditioning we were like, you know, it's on the truck. It's on the truck, and that's all we could say. We don't know when it's going to be here. And you hit the nail on the head, Ty, a few minutes ago when you said, I'm going to steal a little bit of Dan's thunder, so I'm not going to talk too much about this. But when you said that, we're standing around and we have nothing to do, and all of a sudden we have 40 cars. So Dan's going to talk about that a little bit as we progress on. But what Rapid Recon does for the dealer is it helps the dealers manage their used car inventory. So once they buy that car, even if they've bought it and it's all the way across the country, it comes into our software, and our software starts tracking it for them so they can see, is transport holding me up? Is it my internal teams that are holding me up? Is it bottlenecks that are holding me up? But it really provides a communication platform for everybody that's involved in the reconditioning of that vehicle. Now, reconditioning actually starts at appraisal. So a lot of times it'll start before they even buy the car. At least that's how the dealers view it. So Dan will get into the importance of reconditioning to the dealer, but it's pretty heavy. We actually have quite a few independents that use Rapid Recon that set up pretty consistent transport. There's one company out of Florida. Jesse runs this place called Car Factory. I don't know if you guys are familiar with them, but they buy a lot of imports out of Canada, and he uses the same transport. So his transport team is armed with logins to our software. They arrive on site to pick those cars up from auction. They do a full walk around with our software, shoot photos of it right in our software. Instantly, those photos are available at the dealer, and they're able to see any damage that's on those vehicles, and they load them on the transport. And then, of course, when they unload them, they do another set of photos. I know those of you that are listening, if you are drivers, how many times has somebody said, this vehicle was not damaged? This is clearly your responsibility. It's a big CYA for the transport, and they're happy to use our software because it denotes all of that damage that's on that car before it gets loaded, and it takes responsibility off of them.
So here's a question: Is that a mobile app? Is that a mobile app?
It is, yeah.
Okay. All right, Ty.
Wow. Okay, so I know we have plenty of other people coming on, but you've already said enough to really spin my head around. Okay, so you're saying when the dealer, and I like how you say that. So the dealer looks at this as the appraisal, right? So they buy a car, say, 2 states away. You're telling me that you can track that vehicle from purchase?
Yeah, from purchase all the way through the point of sale. Now our works on a Google platform, so it works anywhere. You could technically buy a car in Guam and scan the car in Guam. It'll pick it up in Guam, and if you can transport it here, put on a ship or whatever you need to do to get it here. It doesn't track it live, but every time somebody scans the car, what it does is it geotags the location of the cell phone, and you're actually able to upload images from anywhere in the world. to our platform. So as that's coming in on transport, you could record that the whole way through.
Wow. That is amazing.
Wow,
Did we get to see that?
Yeah.
Like a demo?
We need to do that. Well, what we'll do is that should be a Cars on the Move.
Yeah.
Maybe
that's amazing.
Let's try. Let's see if we can put something together. And
so yeah, but you're saying you can track the vehicle. So I'm a little old school, sorry, but I have relationships with car dealers. Car dealers call Ty. What used to? Okay, so let me make that clear. Ty, we've got 100 cars at the auction. We need you to bring them home. You're telling me that those dealers can scan those vehicles that they bought at the auction somehow, and that they can know when I put them on the truck and when they show up?
Yeah, I mean, it does definitely it requires some discipline from the people that are loading the car, right? You need to scan it in order for it to record that location. But you know, the accountability aspect, and you know, when I say accountability, people go, oh, discipline. Like, you know, you're gonna get pissed at me if the car is late. That's accountability. Accountability is not discipline. Accountability is feedback, and that's all really people are asking for is did you pick my car up? What condition was it in? You know, when you loaded it, what did it look like? Where were you when you loaded it? When you unloaded it, that's a big one, right? Especially transports that are dropping after hours. Is the car really here? Because we're dependent on the actual QR that's inside the door jamb of the car to pick up that information. We know that you physically scan that car. You can't hack the system and tell it that it was somewhere that it's not. So if you drop that car on that lot that night after hours, you scanned it, it's going to geotag the location, time, date, and stamped it that you scanned it right there at that location. It'll show a record of it, including the photo you took of that car on the lot and the condition that it was in. So, you know, that's accountability for the dealer. You did your due diligence and dropped the car where you should have, when you should have, and it was not damaged at that time. So, you know, accountability doesn't just go one way. It's for all.
Wow. That is really exciting. Yeah, definitely another show, but we want to definitely expand on that. And there's more though. There's even more.
there's even more. Speaking of, okay, here we go. Guest number 2. Back to camera 1. Okay, Dan, Anton. We said you were up next, so I'm bringing you out of the waiting room into the Zoom room. Please do, ladies and gentlemen, please do wish a warm welcome to Dan Anton. He is with us now. He is a performance manager. Dan, can you see us and hear us okay?
I can.
All right, awesome. Please tell us more about you and your role at Rapid Recon.
Sure. So, my name is Dan Anton. I'm one of the performance managers. Now we have 5 that help dealers, actually not just around the country, but actually now around the world. But basically what my role is I help advise dealers, sometimes transporters, vendors, really anyone that's a part of our system in finding their bottlenecks and training them to figure out, hey, how can we take this bottleneck and reduce it, right? And really, when we're talking about our bottlenecks, the number one at the very beginning is transport, right? I used Rapid Recon on the retail side for about 5-6 years before actually coming to work for Rapid, and us having to manage, our transporters and that whole really that process. It's really the most important aspect. You lose the most time there. If I'm buying cars in Atlanta, and especially like I was running a couple of Jaguar Land Rover stores, their recon operations down in Atlanta. Most of my cars are coming from Riverside, California, right? So being able to lose, a week or losing more time than that's I'm losing, you're just losing more and more and more money. And so it's really, you learn how to treat your transporters, when you know that there's a monetary aspect to this, right? You can't just sit there and figure out, hey, how do I just make this guy go quicker? That's not really the answer. You figure out what your transporters need. You figure out how these relationships get built. And there's dealers at the end of the day, they're there to make their own money, right? And so even myself, if I noticed that a transporter routinely was giving me my cars from a certain area in 5 days. And this is all what I can track in Rapid. Every single one of my porters, as soon as I figured out when that transporter gave me an ETA, every single car in Rapid Recon had that ETA written in it. Every single car. And so I can track everything. And so when all of a sudden my ETAs go from being, say, 5 days out, obviously right now we're in a little bit of a different scenario. Good luck getting a car, 5 days from Riverside out to Atlanta routinely. But if that started stretching, then I can start asking the question, hey, what's going on here? How do we bring this back down? Or do I need to go in another direction? Right. And that's what Rapid helped me personally, help figure out and improve. At the end of the day, if we can just if we can help dealers knock down one day, if we can help them knock down even hours in the various steps of their recon processes, then that's what helps them, get these cars to line quicker and helps them sell their cars at a higher gross profit.
I got a question then. All right, so in this, Ty likes to talk about life of a car. All right, so in this value chain, you have the car, the dealer, the transporter, another dealer or auction where the vehicle was purchased. Who else is in this value chain that is either taking up time or needs to be held accountable? Is there more, or did I name everybody?
Well, so you name them. However, it goes more in depth. So the dealer, they're going to have every single person, every employee that has any step to do in the recon process. So like in my own personal example, I actually had every single one of my porters, guys that you pay them hourly just to move cars. Well, they were also an integral part of my recon process. So they all had their own logins. They were all scanning in cars. I'm sorry. They were the guys that were immediately looking over these cars to make sure that they showed up to my dealer as represented by the auction, right? Or by the dealer we were buying them. So they were our first line of defense in essence. But then we're also getting our service writers involved. We're getting our detailers involved. We're getting our techs involved. We can involve whoever needs to be in a part of that recon process. And that's, so it can be as explosive as you want. We have dealers that routinely have 60 or more people actually involved in their Rapid Recon, like logging in on the daily, 60 people from just belonging to one organization. Yep.
What size organization is that?
So that particular, that's a fairly large Toyota dealer down in Florida, but they have a whole team of detailers. So each of their detailers, they have 14 detailers, right? And so
how many?
14.
Oh, wow.
Yep. And so each one of their detailers has their own login. But because of that, the dealer is even able to track how fast each detailer is being able to, get the job done. Now, this data isn't used just to go ahead and kind of shake your finger at them and say, hey, you're not doing as fast as this guy. That's not how we want to use this data. For any aspect of the recon system, we want to figure out, okay, we're able to do it a little bit quicker going it this way. So what's this person doing that we can now apply to the others? Right? It's continuous improvement. It's not, shaking your finger.
I want to jump. Oh, go ahead, Ty.
No.
You sure?
Well, no, you can, because mine's more car guy stuff.
All right, well,
I always thought, how do these guys buy? Sorry, I just cut
do it.
Dan being a former dealer, so I always drove around. I always thought, as I'm driving down the road with 9 cars on my back, I'm thinking, I like what I do because my dealers, they all go to the same auction every week, every month, every year. And then when things kind of started getting weird, when they started coming out with this online stuff, I had a couple of guys like, hey, Ty, I got 2 over here, 3 over there, and 4 over there. And I'm like, what are you doing? I'm not going to go get them. I'm not. I'll put them on a load board because I'm a broker, I'm a carrier, and I'm a dealer. I'll put them on the load board and good luck getting them home because it's not going to happen. And sure enough, they're so used to the service that they get from the regular lane, which I talk about lanes all the time. So they're always used to getting their cars the next day. I bought them today, they get them next day, especially if you call and tell me you're going to the auction. So one of the things that is always intriguing me when I hear Dan say stuff like, I'm buying cars, I'm in Atlanta, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm in Atlanta and I'm buying cars in California. Okay. Yep. And I'm like, these cars either are super cheap or you can only find them in California. Right? Like that's a simple mind that I have. And I always thought, is there a way to make it easier? But time out, forget all that. I guess what you're saying is now you have the ability to track that and it makes the process better. Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, so in my particular case, it was mainly we were getting Land Rovers, and and Land Rover, their primary, like through their chase sale is primarily run out of either Palm Beach or
specialty.
Exactly.
And so you got to use it though, the Rapid Recon while you were dealing.
Oh, yeah.
Is that what I heard?
Oh yes.
And it worked.
I used it exclusively, and I couldn't have done my job without it. It was, I ever saw Recon, and we were building our Land Rover store from not even being on the map to this store is now still the #1 CPO dealer in the country, and they've had that spot for, I think, the last 5 years, and they've never lost it. So
CPO. So not everybody, transport guys don't always know what CPO is.
Sorry. Yes, they're certified pre-owned. Yes. So
certified pre-owned.
And it was about building up volume, right? So we wanted to build that. We wanted to build that volume up, and that's how we were able to do it. And just getting the parts from everywhere.
Wow, that's great.
Here's what I'm going to do. I love that we're expanding on this conversation. We're going to add David Simches to the conversation next. So David, I didn't type it in the live chat because we had such a conversation going. But David, here comes David's invitation from the waiting room. Everybody, please give a warm welcome to David Simches. He's a used car director. He's going to tell us more. But he is joining the live show on ATI on Tuesday night. David, can you see us and hear us okay?
I can. Hello, everybody.
Hey, David. Good to see you. Do me a favor. Please say hello and tell us a little bit more about you.
All right. Well, my name is David Simches. I'm the group used car director for Crown Automotive. We have about 20 stores up and down the country, from Florida to Tennessee to Dublin, Ohio. And I've been in the business for 36 years.
Excellent. And gentlemen, can you add to help paint the picture of, yes, Ty, go ahead.
Well, okay, wait a minute. So slow down. That's, did I hear 20 stores?
Yep, we have 20 stores, Florida, Tennessee, and Dublin, Ohio.
That's a lot.
There's
rooftop. That's what we call rooftop. Is that right? I mean, that's a new car brand. Is that correct?
That's correct.
That's a lot. Are you guys buying any more?
I'm not in those conversations. I hear that we're looking. I'm sure if there's the right opportunity, they would do something. But my job is keeping the cars coming and going. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So do you primarily deal with the used car inventory, new or both?
Primarily used.
Used.
But the name of the game is, you don't get used cars until you deliver that new car. It's future inventory, right? I mean, it's really just a sales operation. The appraisal process and how you run that to drive new car business is important for new cars and for used car inventory, obviously.
Yeah. What are you seeing in the used car inventory right now? Is it?
There's cars everywhere. Just go stand out on a road of a busy highway and there's plenty that drive by. So there's opportunity everywhere and you just have to go after it. It's definitely challenging. New cars currently today are going through another little tight span, kind of probably tighter than they have been. So our new car sales are a little softening again. Obviously, gross is not a problem, but putting a little pressure on inventory. But we generally run with 1,000 cars, and we sell about 1,000 cars, and we've been doing that for the last couple of years.
1,000 used?
Yes.
Wow, that's great. I'm glad you came by tonight. Really am.
Thanks for having me.
And I want to, we got it in the live chat. I love this question. Okay. So the question is, well, actually, it's a comment question. Still don't understand. We know a tech company that does that. Okay. So I want to stop for a second. Because there's a lot of technology out there. Okay. Right? Many different types of technologies, dealer management systems, systems that work in the BDC, systems that work in desking, systems that work in F&I. So yes, there are carrier systems that track vehicles, and it's for filling out your electronic bill of lading so you can get paid for hauling a load. But that's not exactly what Rapid Recon does. Rapid Recon tracks inventory for the benefit of vendors and dealers so they know where it is, so that it can get sold, get ready for the front row to get sold faster. Am I right? Which is not the same as a vehicle tracking software so a carrier can get paid and more. But there are many different types of systems. And that's actually, I love the question because this is where things get complicated. Because once we learn that there are so many different types of systems, we start to wonder, well, how do these systems interact with each other? Which I think is where we are now, right? That's why some people have 20 apps on their phone, and they wonder, well, can they talk to each other? Right? This is one of the tougher questions. But this comes up at trade shows all the time. Why do I have to have 20 different systems? What you're saying, I think, at Rapid Recon is our system does many things, but still, I don't know if a carrier can pick up and deliver a load. I'm asking you then, right here live, can a carrier pick up and deliver a load using Rapid Recon? Do you know?
Sure, they can. I'm sorry, here I am. I don't know, maybe we're talking to Dave, but
well, it's an open question, so please jump in.
They can, like that example with Car Factory. I think the deal with them is that they're using their own dedicated carriers, and so they don't have an outside source. They don't have that other third party tracking software that the broker's putting out there in order to get them paid. So it really depends on the needs of the dealer. Not every dealer is going to scan a car into Rapid Recon at transport. But while we're chatting here, Dave, you were just telling me about your inventory level. You're carrying 1,000, you're selling 1,000. I did the math on that pretty quick, and that's pretty thin. And so transport time is probably a huge concern for you, I'm guessing.
Every second is a huge concern. Jay, interesting hearing you talk about all the apps that people have and all the softwares and what do we really need. And for me, I really do try to keep a focus on the human element, that like baton race. So whether you're going from app to app, whether you're going from step to step, whether you're just being kind to the truck driver that's dropping off a load and making sure you get them the keys right away, right? Understand that every part of bringing a vehicle in, having it go through its life cycle and having its exit strategy completed, there's a lot of moving parts. So, back in the 80s when I was doing it, I had 17 clipboards around the dealership and everybody had an initial and put a time on each clipboard. Okay, so now you have 17 apps. Everybody that complains about it, I say, well, if you want, I'll get you some clipboards, right? And it's just super important that you don't get fatigued, you keep your eye on the ball, and you realize that you're either passing the baton or you're taking the baton, and that transition, when you can make that a timely, smooth transition, the time compresses. And there's a lot of ease in that with Rapid. I mean, you know, full disclosure, I am a Rapid user. So I like Rapid, and it really helps with the baton pass.
Did you,
Right.
David? I just want to say this, David. Did you see earlier in the news? There's a guy that said my ETA is my ETA. What do you think of that?
I don't know what you're talking about. What do you mean?
Okay, so all right, yeah, no fair. So a carrier said on Facebook, everybody stop bugging me, stop calling me, because I'm driving the truck. I got the car on the trailer, and when I get there is when I get there. What do you think of that? Is that gonna work for everybody?
It's not going to work for everybody, and that's kind of like the baton pass. Okay, I don't understand. You're handing the baton, and you don't seem to be too friendly about it. You know, I can relate to my early days. I was in the restaurant business, and you had that one big food delivery that you had to take every day, and there was a sign on the back door of every restaurant that said, "We don't accept deliveries between 12 and 2." Right during that lunchtime peak, no, right? And, you know, sure enough, there's the truck driver ringing the doorbell at 1 o'clock, wondering why. So, like, I guess if you're going to get there and you're going to get there at 10 o'clock at night, you'll be, you know, I mean, there's not going to be anyone there. Or if you're going to come when, like, it's just, like, can't we work this out and help each other, you know?
I know, because there was an auto auction. I was a dispatcher booking loads, and the carrier would show up at the auto auction to pick up the car, and they're like, "You can't have it today. It's sale day." Okay, so all day.
I know.
Yeah. Go
The
ahead.
thing that I caught here that was really interesting is Dave saying, I got 1,000 cars. Anthony hears that. Anthony's got the mute button. Now, Anthony does something in the background real quick and says, "Hey, wait." Now, and it comes to, there's a sense of urgency. Did everybody else see that? Like I saw it? I thought that was really cool, by the way. But the reason I thought that was really cool is because I really don't know what it meant. But there was something important right there. Did you see that? That was cool. What happened there?
And I can explain it.
Cars. Yeah. Let me help. I want to hear that.
Yeah, well, for a dealer to carry 1,000 cars and sell 1,000 cars, you really have to be on point with inventory. Number one. And here, I'm the guy that fixes the cars. These two, Dan and David, they're the ones that should be telling you this story. I mean, but I can keep going. Anyway, you have such a limited time between the time that you buy that car, between the time that you have to get it on the lot to sell it. To sell that many, to only carry 1,000 cars and to sell 1,000 cars, time is everything. And so it was really a shock to me to hear that Crown, carries that low of inventory and sells that many units.
Yeah,
well, that ties. Go ahead, Dave.
That's that whole, like, passing the baton, sense of urgency. You know, when you have 20 stores. We have a couple of recon centers, but every dealership does their certified pre-owned. And I'm telling you, Rapid Recon is not the silver bullet, because you're going to still have, time periods over the last 2 years where whole detail departments were out on COVID, right? Where you had, some labor situations where, you got 4 technicians and 2 guys had a family member pass away, and they're somewhere, in a whole different area of the country. So somebody that just says, "Oh, I use this software and my time to line is 3 days." Really, every day? So you just, it's a commitment. It's staying on top of it. And what Rapid does in a very quick scan for someone like myself with the stores spread out all over is I can see and identify where there's some issue, so to say. And I don't mean issue but like a challenge. And instead of using it as a beat stick, I call and say, what's happening? Something happened. Oh yeah, no, we have, right. Okay. So it's more of concern, right? But going to keep it top of mind. So Rapid really keeps it right in front of everybody. And there's a sense of urgency. And then we can say, okay, so now we know what's going on, but is it time to, look at some outside detail shops to send some cars to. Like, how are we going to deal with this? And you get through it.
Yeah. So real quick, Jay, do we have more people coming?
Yes, we have Ed French coming up next. So
Okay.
I'll just bring him in, or do you have something you want to add?
Well, I don't know what does Ed do. Let's bring Ed in.
All right, Ed.
So Rapid
know,
Recon,
right?
just so you know. So you know, Rapid Recon. This is new to me, this whole transport conversation, because when I met you guys in Vegas at NADA, I was hearing more about what I've seen in big cities. So just so everybody knows, I'm a small town, maybe 100,000, Joplin, Missouri. Okay. Kansas is right here, Oklahoma, Arkansas. I'm that corner. When I got lucky, because something about Joplin just consumes cars. I've never seen anything like it in my life. They just consume them. So I can go to Kansas City, 150 miles, Springfield, 70, that way. I can go to Tulsa, and I can go to Arkansas. My dealers in my area buy cars from these locations, and they bring them here. So I've been to big cities, and I've seen this, and it's like, wow, it's how you really get excited about this. I do. There's a dealership, say a Honda dealership, over here on this highway, big. I drive down this side street, there's a parking garage full of brand new Hondas. So I'm like, wait a minute. So I just pull in, check it out, look at it, run back to the Honda store. It turns out Honda has leased this entire parking garage, and this is where we're going. I'm leading you guys. Honda has rented the entire parking garage for their inventory because they can't fit it over here on their physical location. Is that real? Am I crazy? Anthony?
That's real. Probably not. I mean, right now it may not be an issue, but
yeah.
True. I did it myself. I mean,
you did it?
Yeah. I had my primary store was my Land Rover store in Buckhead area of Atlanta. And we had 7 offsite lots just because we didn't have space on property. So we just we ended up I went back and visited right after I had joined Rapid. They had rented out 2 floors of the Intercontinental Hotels parking deck because they couldn't have visitors because no one was visiting because of COVID. So they went ahead and just had took all their space.
Wow.
That's hey, inventory is inventory. They'll find dealer will find the place to have the cars.
The dealer that I worked for had 20 acres, 1.5 miles off site. So it's real.
I was not that blessed.
Okay.
No.
So this is the part right here that really intrigued me. Okay, because I'm just a small country guy that had some car haulers and worked with car dealers. And when I heard you guys say this, I honestly, if I had not have just come from Florida, that's where I actually physically saw what we're talking about, which was, I mean, literally just cars stacked because the actual lot couldn't hold it. So I'm talking to Rapid Recon. I'm in Las Vegas, and they're talking to me about tracking cars that have been delivered, right? So I want to hear more about that as we go. The transportation side is really intriguing. I would definitely want to have more conversation about that. But this next part really just melted my brain.
All right.
So how does this work?
Okay, so here we go. I'm going to camera one and drum roll. Here we go. We're going to bring in Ed French. He's an independent dealer. And we're glad to have him join us here on ATI on Tuesday nights live, because we're gonna keep on adding to the Rapid Recon conversation. Hang with us. We're in the final quarter of this football game of vehicle inventory software process management. Ed French, can you see me and hear me okay?
I can see you. You're a darn good-looking man.
Oh, shucks. Well, so are you, Ed. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate it.
Glad to be here. Yes, absolutely.
Please say hello. Tell us a little bit more about you, and then we're going to keep piling on in the conversation.
Well, I win the prize because I'm the oldest guy in this conversation. Uh, I've been in the car business for 49 years, about as long as Dave, a little bit longer. But what I do today, I'm a retired car dealer, and I have a consulting business that I work with car dealers across the country, helping them improve their profitability and performance, specifically in the area of used cars. It's a very boutique practice. I've got about 30 clients scattered across the country. Have worked in the past closely with Dave Simches. He is the gold standard when it comes to operating a used car department. So I still use a lot of what he and I have had conversations with over the years with my clients today. But basically what I do is I have clients that are challenged with operational efficiency. If I could just couch it with one phrase, that's where they're challenged. And so I see disenfranchised types of communication, and that's where Rapid Recon really comes in. It basically normalizes the communication pathways and breaks down silos. Every car dealership I've ever worked in, been associated with, consulted for, has silos. Service department doesn't like the used car department. The used car department doesn't like the parts department. The office hates everybody. It's just one of those situations where Rapid Recon, Dan made some really valid points about having the ability to normalize that communication pathway from the person who's making sure the car is clean and pretty to the person who's making sure it's safe, to the person who's ultimately going to sell it. So basically what I do is try to go in and normalize communication pathways, break down silos. And, it's interesting, Jay, because I see the transportation piece of the used car business actually determining acquisition strategies. And, when you have acquisition strategies totally determined, and when we talk about acquisition, we're really talking about the profitability of a dealership. When those strategies are determined by transportation, that really moves that to probably the most critical concern you have, because the two critical concerns in every used car manager's mind, and Dave could back me up on this, is how fast and what's it going to cost me. Those are the two things that I can assure you that Dave Simches's mind every day, all day is living with those two things. How fast and how much. And,
absolutely.
How do I get transportation to think like that? And Rapid Recon is essentially central dispatch for the car. And if you think of it like central dispatch, where everybody knows where it's who's who in the zoo, so to speak, when it comes to getting the car ready, it just makes a huge difference. And then that begins to normalize the communication pathway, and then it begins to normalize the acquisition strategy on, can I buy the car? Can I trust the trucking? Can I get a high level of communication? Most truck drivers are treated in a car dealership like second-class citizens. And the first thing I tell any of my clients is the following: the truck driver in the trucking company is the most important piece. If you really want to be excellent in the used car business, have 1,000, sell 1,000. By the way, that's a 12x turn, which is common in our industry. The average turn is about 6, 7. Dave's turning 12x. And it's because he lives in that world of how fast, how much. And, dealers have got to recognize that the breadth of where you're going to go find cars going forward is going to be massive. we're going to have to go wider than we've ever gone before if we're going to stay excellent in the used car business. You can't sell 1,000 cars and have 1,000 cars unless you got 1,000 of the right cars. You know, Dave could have easily, because he's best in class, Dave could have easily had 1,000 cars in stock, sell 300, because he's got 700 of the wrong ones. So the breadth at which you've got to go find these cars makes the transportation piece and the normalized communication pathway just it's not a want to have. It's the essential piece.
Ed, are you saying that Dave has to find cars farther away?
He does just a phenomenal job of trading for them, where he doesn't really go out and source cars like most. But what I run into with my clients is they have a really poor trade strategy, so they go out and source cars. And what I'm saying on this particular broadcast is, for those dealers, if they really want to be good in the used car business, the breadth at which they've got to go find those cars, the width of where they're going to have to go get them. Dan said it earlier. I got to go to California to buy Land Rovers to bring them back to Atlanta. Okay, there's a breadth strategy right there. He can't trade for enough, so he's got to go acquire them. And the other piece that Jay mentioned earlier is this whole auction thing. You're not going to find them all in the backyard of your dealership. You're going to have to go source from private sellers, and that means you may have to go, a couple 100 miles away that you found one on Facebook Marketplace, and haul it in. So that breadth and how you go about socializing the importance of getting that speed of getting the car picked up is absolutely critical. The holding cost for an average dealer for every car that they've got sitting on their lots, about $75 to $80 a day. That's what it costs them. And
that keeps going up, by the way. Because a couple months ago it was 60. When we had Black Book Paul Machine on, he was like, average nationwide average 60. So you're saying 70 to 80.
I just did a 20 group meeting with a group of Ford dealers, large.
Whoa, wait, time out. You
there it is again, guy? 20 group.
20 group.
20 group. What's up?
We get really excited about this, Ed, because we're transport guys. We just learned what the 20 group was Friday on Cars on the Move. So keep going.
Well, my point is that I sat in front of 24 Ford dealers in South Carolina, and their average as a group, and these are large Ford dealers, a couple in the group are making $1 million a month in net profit, was $86 a day. And these are not slouchy Ford dealers. These are very profitable Ford dealers. And, $86 to $90 to $100 a day just to hold the car. That's a lot of dough.
Okay, Ed, here's what Jay and I talk about all the time. As a carrier, the value of a relationship with a real human being at a real dealership is very important because of this. The more you understand as a transport guy, what that dealer, your customer, that you have decided, I want to be a service business, I want to be a vendor, right. I want to service this dealer. There are certain things you need to understand before you go spend $150,000, $200,000 of your money or go in debt to go on a load board with a dispatcher that is going to be a complete train wreck. And my point is that this conversation, if you guys are hearing Ed right now, and Dave and Dan and Ant, I'm telling you, this is how you build a transport company. Listen to what these guys are saying. It is profound.
And I'm going to add to what Ty said and say, that's the thing is, so many carriers walking around going, how do you get this deal? The broker went to the dealer and made that deal. And the broker doesn't even have trucks. Now, it's not that that's a problem, but that's who made the deal with the dealer. And then the broker posts the load on Central, and the carrier's like, Who? How?
Yeah, but what we're
just
promoting
saying.
at ATI is we're promoting relationship. Okay, we can have technology, and I love technology; it's great. But what I'm saying is, you listen to Ed, you listen to Dave, and you hear what these guys are saying. There is a serious. I need my cars. Okay, if you can provide that, if you can have Dave say, "Here's where I get my car, the bulk of my cars on a regular basis." And if you can be the guy that says, I can be there for Dave, I can be there for Ed or Ed's clients, whatever the case, or Rapid Recon, if you're that guy that is understanding what you're hearing here, I'm telling you, you can succeed. Because here's what I know about car dealers. They are happy to pay for whatever it is they need.
Yeah.
And
Good
Ed
point.
said, I can't believe what Ed said. Transporters are driving the dealer's acquisition strategy? Are you kidding me?
Well, sure.
It's true.
mean, but
I know no carrier believes that though.
Yeah, it's
You
true.
said it. I didn't say it.
Yeah.
Well, into what Ed was saying about my strategy is appraisals first, because having a car that you can acquire and skip the transportation process, right? Voila! Look at how much. I mean, at $80 a day, if it takes 3 days to get the car in there, right? So I drive for appraisals like a madman, because they're the lowest overhead and quickest to front line you can get.
Are you hearing that, guys?
Dave's
real.
business model is simple. I don't want to use the transport because I can't get the speed out of it. And he's just phenomenally successful.
His ETA is his ETA, Ed.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, his ATA is his ETA. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I want to bring the Rapid Recon guys in. I mean, they're sitting here being so quiet. And
I know, they're
you
flying.
guys
I know,
surely
we're all over
got
the
something to
place.
say. Anthony, Dan, what do you got?
Oh,
What
I
do you
mean,
think?
everything David and Ed's been saying, that's exactly it. I mean, look, especially with our Jaguar Land Rover operation, I wouldn't be getting cars from California if I didn't have to, right? We wanted to grow that operation to one of the largest in the country. So even though we were taking, we were buying cars from, Palm Beach and taking them from, the metro area and then taking them from, Riverside, bringing them all to us. But then we were still going ahead and sending 40% of those back out of state. So, we still had to have, we had a better process than other dealers, and we needed to be able to get that set up and getting this transport organized, especially when your holding costs come into play. 5 days times, especially $80 a day now. I mean, that's,
Wow.
that basically you might as well be doubling the transport cost.
So
We might want to cover that really quick, Dan, just so that the people that are listening understand what that really means by saying holding cost.
So yeah, they're basically the vehicle sitting on the ground. So all 1,000 cars that Dave was talking about earlier, those cost him money just to have those cars sitting, right? Having them, dealers have their floor plans, they have their insurance, they have all their running costs, they have everything that's set up in their dealer, and all that is applied towards the cars. So we have to, whenever Rapid is built around time. And so everything being built around time is really only measurable in this business based on money, right? And so we need to be able to find a figure that we can apply towards that. And our holding cost is that figure. So every single time I meet with one of Dave's dealerships, whether they're in the Chattanooga area, the Florida, the ones in Dublin, Ohio, when we find a bottleneck, we know what that bottleneck means. We know that, all right, we need to try to shave off a day here. We need to shave off half a day here, because all of that times the kind of inventory, especially that he's doing.
This is the genius of the software, right? Is to see, to go to the next moment. All right, here's what we need to, like in a football game, you see the defensive coordinator nonstop talking and coordinating, and that is not just one dude with a clipboard. It's a whole system.
That's right? Exactly right.
That's right. It's just. I'll tell you what I want to do is that the final piece in the in this system, the gentleman waiting in the waiting room, wondering what's going on because we have so much happening. Colin McElhatton is now joining us. Yeah, he's been waiting very patiently. So please welcome to the show. He's the founder of Mobile Dealer Data. His name is Colin, and he's just joining now.
Hey guys, how are you?
Hey,
Thanks.
Colin, can you see us and hear us okay?
I've been listening all night. It's good conversation.
Thank you for your patience. Please
Absolutely.
say hello and tell us more.
Yeah, no, hey, good to see everyone. And obviously, I know the Rapid Recon guys well, and I've met you guys at NADA, Ty. We did a quick conversation, so it's good to see everyone again. And, appreciate you having me on. But no, it's a good conversation. I mean, you guys touched on a lot of things. I mean, it boils down to money. And when it comes to Rapid Recon, you know, I have a separate company, and we can get into what that does, but we're in alignment for what we do. And, you know, you look at what Rapid Recon and their founder, Dennis, created. He created this whole industry of, you know, getting accountability for the reconditioning process. And it's all about having everyone own their lane. And I find it very interesting. You guys are talking about the transportation side. I mean, dealers, Ty, you said it. Ed, you talked about it. I mean, you talked about how service hates sales, sales hate service, and everyone, the office hates everyone. I mean, that was spot on, number one. But, you know, number two, you know, if you told me when I would get the car, I would pay more. And I think you mentioned that, Ty. I mean, any dealer would do that. And you know, and just about planning. So, you know, if you can plan your resources and if we could get a trucker that builds that relationship, to your point, Ty, and has accountability, man, now that starts to get into the reconditioning process. That becomes pretty solid because they're a huge part of it. You know, if you got an $80 holding cost and it takes me 2 weeks to get the car, you know, I can't get it online, I can't get it reconditioned, all sorts of issues. So, good conversation.
Tell us, Colin. So, how does your piece? You're focused on mobile dealer data.
Yep. So
tell us more about that, please.
Yeah. So my background is I'm a Marine Corps Reserve veteran, and I got out of the Marine Corps, and someone talked me into selling cars. So I started selling cars and was promoted pretty rapidly, and ended up running the sales department. And like Ed and David talk about, I had a different angle of it. I was just really tired of us looking like we didn't know what we're doing when it came to selling a car. We couldn't find the key and we couldn't find the car. You know, I'd pay $250,000 a month for driving customers into my show floor, and then I'd watch salespeople walk back and forth looking for a stupid little key, and we looked stupid. So we have a asset tracking system that eliminates key loss for dealers, and they can track their inventory. So I think we talked all night about multiple storage lots and complex environments. We tell the dealer what lot any of their cars are on. So when someone needs to go do recon work or get a car to do an inspection or whatever, they know exactly the location of the car and the key. So we're an asset tracking system. And, all of the talk tracks that Rapid has from the, operational efficiency and improving your time to line, we help that. You know, if a salesperson grabs a car to go show it and stops production, Recon sees that, they know where the car is, they know where the key is, because our tracking locations populate right in the Rapid Recon software. So we have these same goals. It's all about our operational efficiency. They're, the visibility and the communication part. We're the physical location part. So where is it? How long has it been there? And we can throw alarms such as, hey, this car is moving at 3 a.m. That might not be a good thing, that type of thing.
Well, and Colin, I didn't hear you say it, but I know your software also identifies what floor the car's on if you have multi-tier storage facilities too, right?
Absolutely. I mean, you guys, you think about it. I mean, I was reading the text chats and people were like, I don't get it. This is different. Rapid invented this industry, and it's if you think about all the different operational pieces, you've got to inspect the car just to find out what it needs. Okay. And then someone writes it up, says, I got these 5,000 things to do. And then they got to send it to someone like David to say, hey, do you want to do all these things or not? So you get your approvals, and then the work can start. And the work goes onto a lot of people's different tables. You know, you got to do the tires, you got to do the brakes, but you also have to do a detail. And someone grabs it first from service. You know, the communication of who has it and all that stuff all goes into a web platform so that you have the communication, you don't step on each other, and then you get the visibility of where you can improve. And we just help with that. You know, to Anthony's point, if you've got multi-tiered structures and you have lots of different lots, or if you have a centralized recon and cars are coming and feeding that from all these different spots, well, where are they? Well, we tell you where they are, and we save time, but we also save the frustration. I mean, it's so silly today with technology to not be able to find your keys in cars for an operation, and particularly as affordable it is. You know, so we work with Rapid, and we have a lot of similar dealers that just are looking at technology and tools to say, hey, how do we get better? And the first way you get better is visibility. And then the other way that you get better, which is the MDD side, is you eliminate issues that are every day. You've got hundreds of employees, cars are on wheels, keys are small and expensive. Where are all those things? Who has them? What are they doing with them? And that's what it's all about. It goes into one platform, and our software integrates with their software via API, and you get visibility to what's up.
Keys. Where are the keys? Right?
Yeah, and that's what...
you don't need that question. Nobody needs that question.
I mean, that's one of the things that's pretty funny is in Rapid Recon, you have all your different buckets of work. Well, there's a lost key bucket at a lot of stores. And, you know, we call those stores and say, hey, let's get rid of that bucket. Let's fix that issue. So, absolutely.
I think I'm ready to be a new hire employee sales guy for Rapid Recon in the metro area, maybe Kansas City. So if you guys need somebody to run around in Kansas City and hire or sell Rapid Recon, I'm pretty pumped about you guys. And I really mean that. And the reason I really mean that is because of this transportation talk.
This is a great show.
No, this is
awesome
really, I got goosebumps. Look, can you see them? There they are.
There's the close-up.
There. No, I mean, having got Ed and Dave and 1,000 cars and turns and inventory and 1,000 cars at $80 a day, do the math quick. Okay. This is where I get really excited because there's opportunity here. If you're a hustler, there's opportunity here. Just listen to all these little nuggets. These guys need us. They need us really bad, and they need us to be a part of what they're doing and what they're trying to accomplish. And then once we it's a beautiful thing.
And what I like is to hear the new car guys hate the used car guys and the porters and the fixed ops, right? Because it sounds exactly like auto transport. It's gotten so full of drama, we forgot what we're doing.
But that's changing. I think that's what one of the things Rapid does is, you know, I've sat in managers meetings where, you know, I'm responsible for the used car department, and my job is either to throw the service director under the bus, who's telling everyone, hey, we got a 3-day turn through service, no problem, or let's just manage by the facts. And I like it. It takes you don't have to throw people under the bus. You can just look at it and say, hey, here's where we're at, and you know, where do we go for this? But anyways, but yeah,
you know, on the just to get back to the transportation side, as everybody's been talking, my brain's going through my day-to-day operation. So we buy about 100 cars a month for sale by owners. I have a couple guys that are buyers, and what's interesting about doing a purchase of a for sale by owner car that's 150 miles away. You buy a car at the auction, you write the check, it's on the books, the clock starts. You buy a car from the public, you write the check, you exchange titles. And the transportation piece is managed with like an Uber ride, right? So my buyers, we can have a lot guy, we can have something. So when we buy, and we buy hundreds of miles away, the day we write the check, the car is on the ground. And I also think that you know, one of the things that's wreaking havoc on transportation, and why at the end of the day I think that, you know, the ACV auctions and in all of these kind of like onesie story purchases dealers make is that coordinating 5 or 6 purchases that are 600-700 miles away, and you're going to try to dispatch them with trucks, right? Compared to, I think the standard auction is never going to die because I think Ty mentioned like regular routes, right? Like when I used to buy at Manheim, PA as a young man every Friday, I knew the truckers that had a standard route that went northeast, right? And I could go and I could buy a truckload of cars and in one fell swoop get them to where they needed to go, right? So I think that bricks and mortar auction has an advantage for guys that are trying to manage time, communication, coordination, expense, right? Because it's, one spot to another spot that, you pick the auctions that are logistically, around as opposed to all over the place. And then you got these places like ACV, Car Offer, Backlot Cars, so many dealer exchange programs are coming out. Like all of these onesie story buys, we got to figure out how to coordinate those a little bit better, and it could be a game changer.
We need a slide rule that says, okay, if you're not going to buy 9 at the physical auction, and you're going to buy 1 here and 1 there and 1 no one's ever been to, your transportation rates are going up on those onesies, twosies. Yep. So you can either spend the money on transportation on the onesies and twosies, or spend the money at the physical auction. But one way or another, you're going to be spending money, and this is what the carriers are saying. That's why it's in the live chat right now. We need more money. It's on YouTube. We need more money. But I also say communication. We need more communication.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Is people will pay if they can get some transparency to, the times, which I know isn't always easy to do, but that, to Dan's point earlier, everyone's point, a couple people touched on it. $80 a day. If I can get it 3 days faster, why wouldn't I pay you that? I'd rather sell it and turn it and move on, give the trucker the driver than have holding costs go up. So
well, and this is where what
yeah,
you're yeah, it's Ty.
No, here's the thing, and I know car dealers. I love you guys. Here's the deal. You might save 160 and give me 90, and I'll take the 90 and be happy. So it's a win-win. On transportation, on damages, you know what I did for years? I'm like, look, I know my customer. I have a relationship with you. I can promise you I did not do that. I always tell you the truth. If I did it, I'd call you in advance. I'd say, hey, I smashed your whole car. But on the stuff that really nobody knows, like, and I get it, man. That's why I hang out at auctions. Have you hung out at an auction lately and have you watched a guy buy 40 cars in one day? That's a job. You don't catch every scratch. You don't catch every ding. You don't catch, and same online, okay? My point is if you have that relationship with that customer and you understand this interest, $80 a day, you understand the urgency of getting it to the recon center so that the recon center can get it cleaned up, get it to this after the service. So it's back up. Sorry, I get excited. We bought the car. Ty, I need to get it home. Okay, I got it home. Okay, service department calls next morning. I bought them yesterday. Service department calls me at 6 a.m. I just dropped them off at 5 a.m. because I ran all night and I'm tired and I'm trashed out, but the service department can't find the keys. Oh, I put them in the Dropbox. They're all there. Well, okay. Oh, we found them. Okay, sorry to wake you up. Have a great day. The service department goes through, runs whatever they do. If it's a CPO, certified pre-owned, whatever they do in service, they do it. Then it goes to recon. The recon guy has to hurry up and clean it so it can get to the lot. Now, everybody on this program right now knows what I'm talking about. The reason I'm talking like this is because there are people that watch this that don't understand what we're talking about. Do you know that? They don't.
I appreciate.
They want a load board
and
they want a dispatcher.
Exactly. What's recon? This word recon. I heard you say recon, but I'm just thinking about the load board, right?
Yeah. Have a relationship with a Dave and an Ed and a Dan and an Anthony. Know these guys. Know what they're doing. Know where they're going. Hey, I know they're busy. Schedule an appointment. Bring donuts. Bring a Starbucks coffee. Whatever you got to do. Bring a ball cap and a T-shirt. I don't care. They need you. And it's going to be, this is where it gets more crazy, guys. You guys think I'm nuts already, but I'm telling you, they are going to need you more in the next 3 to 12 months. I promise you, it is not going to get pretty. So have that relationship, meet these guys, understand what are your costs of holding costs, what are your days to turn your inventory. I mean, the things that we talk about that even I've been in this business for 20 years and I love hanging out with these guys because I swear on a stack of Bibles, I always learn something new when I hang out with you guys. And it's beautiful and I appreciate it. Thank you.
Final thoughts. Everybody will... Colin.
Side note, Ty, you look great close up, man. That was a great close up. I liked it.
It was. I was looking at that too. It is a good close up. All right, let's go back to the top now. I don't see Anthony. There's Anthony. Anthony, final thoughts, please.
Just be cognizant that I'm in fixed operations, and what that is in the dealership. I come from the part of the store that gets to fix these cars for the Dans and the Davids, and a lot of us are standing around waiting for something to happen. But every minute that those cars are on transport, and we're not fixing them, we can never get that back. And so, transport's vital to fixed operations, just like it is to the Dans and the Davids in the business. Because every minute it's on your truck, we can't re-earn that. We lose it. And so if there's a way for you to be more transparent with your dealerships, even giving them a call, I'm inbound, I'm probably going to be there in about 3.5 hours. That really, really helps us in decide what we're going to fix right now, because we know we've got a transport coming in and it's going to be all hands on deck once that truck hits.
All hands on deck. Dan, final thoughts.
Actually, what Anthony said is exactly it. I mean, the biggest thing, especially from a transport side, if there's one thing that I wish my transporters consistently always had done, is simply letting me know the updated ETAs. I mean, these cars get inspected. I made it a point to try to get these cars inspected the moment they got there, right? So if I can have my techs ready, if I can have something lined up, if I can have my porters ready just to do the cosmetic inspection, so even if my techs are busy, I can at least have like my dent guy or my touch-up guy. I can have someone else hit that car to knock out something earlier. That it really makes all the difference in the world.
Awesome. David, final thoughts.
With the next 3 to 12 months being tight, Ed talking about just everybody needing to spider out and really going to have to go far and deep for inventory. For me, it's communication. It's, going through a broker is very expensive. I don't begrudge anyone profit, but sometimes it kills me when I see what I got to pay through a broker and what the truck driver gets, right? So I'm not dissing brokers, okay? They're important because it's communication. So somehow the communication between the dealer and the driver needs to be smoother. I mean, I hate to compare it to Uber, right? But if somebody tells me I can go pick up this car, buy it from the customer, but David, it's a $250 Uber, I go, can they be here in 10 minutes, right? So that communication piece is so smooth compared to what it's like for me to try to win over and get a relationship with a trucker so that I can pinpoint where and when they can be,
And this is where I think there are technology companies working to see if there's a way to, because actually Uber, right, it was through a new technology that the fountain of Uber price and convenience reached us. And there are technology companies that want to get the trucker next to the shipper faster. So there isn't a bunch of rigmarole and in between and all this stuff. And that's one of the problems. I mean, brokers are welcome on this show. Dealers, carriers, dispatchers. Shoot, dispatchers are welcome on this channel. But what I'm saying is that, I mean, at some point, we really do have to talk about these things. Because yes, everybody is entitled to their part of the transaction financially, but if it's not making sense, and that's the problem, because a lot of carriers say that is the problem. Shoot, I just used up my final thought. Ed, final thought.
Frozen capital would determine winners and losers in the next year. If I've got vehicles sitting on a transport truck, I can't sell them. That means the capital is frozen. And in today's economy, frozen capital will put some dealers out of business. So it's the obligation and responsibility to unfreeze that capital, get that car, because I can't get a return on that capital until I get the car to sell. So thawed out frozen capital means get the car, get it on the ground, and we'll get it sold.
Colin, final thoughts.
Well, first off, great show, guys. Thanks for having me. There's not much that I can say that hasn't been said, but I do think there's an opportunity for someone who's going to figure out, instead of having, this discord, which I think the discord is, truckers think that dealers just don't understand, and dealers just don't have any visibility. So we make up our own story, and if there's some increased communication, that's going to help everyone. But it's so important to the bottom line. I think we've driven that home. So if we can figure out how to increase communication and, know something's going to drop at 4 o'clock, maybe I don't send my detailers home and I keep them there, because then they can, get a jump on things. That's going to help everyone's business. So keep that communication up, and it is what it is. I think people just want to know what's up. So let's all talk a little bit more. I think we'll do better.
Great. Gentlemen, thank you so much. I thought this was really informative. There was lots of great stuff. In fact, Ty, please make a note. And an hour and 40 minutes into the show there's a clip of Ed. Well, there will be a clip once you grab it using those YouTube tools of yours. Ed was really right on speaking transporter language, and we got to get that up on LinkedIn, because that's the thing luckily we're here to help with communication. We're not the end all be all. It's one show at a time, but that is the goal. So if you see opportunities and ideas to come back on one of our other shows and speak more, maybe couch it around an article, we'd love to have you back. So thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Thanks, everyone.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, everybody. Hey, Rapid Recon guys, I mean that. You guys are really amazing, and let's keep this going. I want to, if you got, we're going to do a show with Jason. He's the Kia guy, right?
Jason Brink of Kia.
We're going to go, so I get to go live.
Well, he's pretty busy. You've got to get that schedule
No, I'll
locked
get
in.
it.
We want
Yeah,
we got to get him on. Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
That'll be fun. I'll get to, so anybody on here that doesn't know, usually on Friday I do Cars on the Move, and I'm in a transport parking lot. Literally in a transport parking lot, literally my trucks and cars and car haulers and dealers and car pullers and everybody. And so what we're going to do is we're going to try to take me, my little camera, and we're going to go hang out with this guy Jason up in Kansas City, who's got Rapid Recon. He uses it. And I'm going to get to go see it. So I'm really pumped about that. But we can do more if you guys want.
So keep us posted.
I like you
Let
guys.
us
I'm
know
excited.
how we
All
can
right.
help. Yes. Thank you
Thanks,
so
guys.
much. Everyone, thank you so much. Really do appreciate it.
Thanks, everyone. Have a good night.
All right. Good night, everybody. And then what I'll do is I'm just going to end the stream right then and there. Good lively chat tonight, too. Thank you guys so much for being in the live chat. I don't think I read everything. And I like that, let's look at, just to get out of our own, it's not just a drama zone, is it? It's based on money, miscommunication, misperception, and distrust. Oh my gosh, there's enough distrust to go around everywhere. But the point, thank you, Jay, the point of the show, is a very informative show. The point of this show was to be informative. And we're going to draw upon some of that other drama, etc., to make these points. But reconditioning is a very important part of the automotive process to get used vehicles that have been sold, resold. Those vehicles need to get frontline ready. And they don't come off the transport truck and just throw them on the lot and put a price tag on them. They got to be reconditioned. So there's a timeline there. And just like nobody likes to guess which day the cable guy is coming, right? Because heaven forbid you're not there the 5 minutes he gets there, then it's going to be another month. Well, that's the transportation piece. Don't be the cable guy. Your ETA is other people's ETA. Tell them anything. Just tell them something. Let them know what's going on. Tell them you need more money. And then tell them where their car is or whatever it is. But don't just show up in the middle of the night, throw it off the lift. That's not how it works. And I know I'm just a guy sitting at a desk that doesn't own a truck. I apologize again. But what I'm doing is I'm trying to manage a channel in automotive industry with all the verticals where we can all meet and talk and discuss and actually learn something instead of just arguing again and again with accusations and allegations and whatnot. So thank you so much for taking the time to join us and learn here on ATI, the Car Shipping Business Channel. Thank you, Rapid Recon. Thank you, all the gentlemen in the on the show tonight and ladies in the live chat. Ty Thompson, Cars on the Move, Anthony Greenhalgh, Daniel Anton, David Simches, Ed French, Colin, McElhatton. Also, I want to thank Location Services, Superflow Systems, Murphy Auto Transport, Rapid Recon. Thank you so much. Really do appreciate it. So yes, tomorrow is live carrier advice at noon with your DOT guy, Brian Riker. Bring your regulation questions or start business questions or get rich YouTuber questions. We'll take those as well. Thursday is dispatching live. Look at the load boards. Look at the rates. Argue some more. We're definitely going to talk about the FMCSA and our dispatchers' illegal definition, bona fide agent stuff. And then join us again on Friday. We've got, Melting Block. Speaking of frozen inventory, on Friday we got Tim Scattless back with the Melting Block advice. Another full week on ATI, Auto Transport, the Car Shipping Business Channel. Here comes the Car Hauler. I'm Jay. Stay safe. Stay in the shade. Could be hot this week. Watch those gas prices. Keep me posted. Send me an email. autotransportintel@gmail.com. Thank you so much. Good night.